Hey everybody, this is Scott from Get 10,000 Fans, and we're here live with Damian Qualter. Damian was one of the very first students that we had go through the fan page funnel course, and he's joining us from the UK right now via Skype. And so we're just going to talk really quick. So Damian and his team, maybe you can just tell them just a little bit real quick about what you guys do.
We do a lot of work on online courses, and we also do quite a bit of consultancy. We used to be pretty big in the SEO field, but we are trying to move over now into more the social media side of things. And one of the reasons for taking the course was to sort of fully understand how people who are obviously walking the talk or talking the walk, whatever way it is, are doing.
Excellent. No, that's great. So Damian was very involved with a lot of our live calls. I remember we had plenty of live chats there. You and I actually specifically, I think, did. From inside the course. So that was great to see you guys go through that. And now we'll get to hear on the other side of things, now past the course, what your results have been. So, Damian, the first question we always ask is, how did you first hear about Get 10,000 Fans? What was your first exposure to us when, there was a time where you didn't know who we were? How did you find us, and how did that come about?
I can't actually remember where we first came across you, but I've been on the list for quite some time, and I've bought 2 or 3 other products off you in the past. The products have always been stellar. They've been great. They've delivered what they said they were going to deliver, and I think that the Facebook funnel course was a sort of the opus Dei or whatever they call it, in terms of it was going to bring everything together, all the individual pieces of the puzzle, where you're starting from A to Z, where you could get a lead in and then convert it into something that was monetized.
Excellent.
And how to do that.
Yeah, definitely. No, glad to hear that. So no, I think if we went back and looked, you might have been on that list probably since even when we were talking about just before
Facebook.
It's probably been a long time. Yeah, since maybe before we even had those first 10,000 fans on that fan page specifically. So that's been a long time.
That's right.
So no, it's great. So the next question we would ask is, really to explain anything kind of the before and after story. So there obviously was a time before the fan page funnel. What were you thinking about back then? What were your results like? And then now after the course, what has been made more clear to you? What is you spoke previously about some of your results, just to share kind of the before and after story a little bit after going through the fan page funnel.
Yeah, it was with Facebook ads. It was always sort of hit and miss. Sometimes we thought we were doing well, and we didn't really sort of understand what return on investment was. And I think until you can see a whole funnel evolving, and you can maximize the steps in terms of not just having a front end offer which is converting at $10, let's say, where you've got something which your visitor value can be 10 times that, if you've got a good effective funnel. It's how can we scale things up if we're getting advertising, because it's very hard if you're just selling one product. And I think that's the thing which really sort of rang home to us is that's what we need to do. And you guys sort of had a formula which had obviously worked in your own business, which you've shared with us.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's great. No, absolutely. I think that's one of the big pieces is being able to step back and see a much bigger picture, rather than, I think sometimes we can get so lost, right, in the individual strategies that one person teaches one specific thing, but really to step back and see the larger picture can be a huge thing for business and growth, and actually being able to track where you're going. So great. Okay, so cool. And then just the last question that we always have is, a lot of people that will watch this video specifically are people who are on the fence about buying the course, or this or that. And so really, what was your big question that you wanted answered before you bought the course? And then maybe what was one big takeaway that you have from now having gone through the course, your big suggestion, this is why the fan page funnel worked so well for us?
Well, I think I probably just touched it a bit in the last question. It's really to have some sort of system that can self-liquidate your advertising costs. So if you can outperform all your competitors in a marketplace, then you can dominate a market and scale things up very, very quickly. In the tests we've done in a couple of market places, we've had some really, really good results. I think I was mentioning before, we brought our ad costs down dramatically in our own business, and we do some consultancy work for I'll not say what industry in, but it's an ultra competitive industry
Right.
in the UK. And this guy is paying £6, which is probably, I don't know,
That's about
$9-10 a click.
Yeah.
And we're getting clicks now from Facebook at 30 pence, which is,
Oh wow,
I don't know,
under
50
$1.
cents.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. And it's how we can monetize that very quickly, so we can scale things up, outmarket our competitors, and how to put it all together. Really, I think that was the big takeaway. It's very easy seeing all the individual bits, but to see the big picture, it was great.
Excellent. No, very cool. No, thank you for sharing that. I appreciate that. So that's definitely a big emphasis for us on the fan page funnel, is being able to really impart that same viewpoint. It's really there's nothing that you guys were probably inherently missing. It was just being able to see everything all together really does make a big difference. So now it's very cool. So excellent. Well, Damian, that's all the questions we have. So if anybody watching this would like to go check out Damian and his group, what they have going on, you guys are launching the name of your site one more time. It was
sixfigureideas.com. It's literally brand new, and we're going to be applying quite a bit of what we've learned in this course to build a new brand.
Excellent.
So
so if you guys want to check out Damian and his team, check out sixfigureideas.com. And if any of you guys have questions about the fan page funnel, there's actually a link for you guys to go learn some more about that as well below this video. So Damian, thanks so much for your time. Appreciate it. And hopefully we'll see you guys in some future live Q&As as we keep rolling through the fan page funnel there. Excellent.
Yeah, no problem at all.
All right. Thanks so much for your time, Damian. We'll talk soon.